first we want to say good evening, y'all. And we've been working on a lot of new material. Oh, before we get into the material, tonight we got nothing but winners on the show. We have Ted Knight, the Emmy winner from the Mary Tyler Moore Show. No relation. I wanted to add no relation to Gladys Knight. But he is a very dear friend of one of the Pips. Yeah. We also have 4 young ladies who have won a place in Reverend Leroy's heart, the Pointer Sisters. Yeah. And an out-of-sight young man who's really been causing a big sensation, the youngest winner of a black belt in karate, 9-year-old Phillip Paley, who with his blonde hair and blue eyes proves once again that a black belt is beautiful. Like I said, we've been working on a lot of new material, and I want to whip one of the hot off the press. I couldn't wait all week long. I've been working on this, and I couldn't wait to drop this first. It's new. Where does the Lone Ranger take his garbage? You don't know. Did-a-dum, 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 dum-dum, did-a-dum, did-a-dum.
All right, now stand by. We're on the air in a couple of minutes, Fred. Have you seen our new anchorman?
No, he's probably still down in makeup. You know how these new personality news guys are. Probably coming in and try to take over the whole show.
Oh, I don't think so. He seems like a nice, quiet, humble sort of guy.
Hi, guy. What time do I go on? What time do I go on?
What time do you go on? We go on in 5 seconds. You better get ready.
Oh. Good evening. In Moscow, it's 9 o'clock. In London, it's 1 o'clock. And in Washington, it's later than they think. This is Harry Catcher.
And Fred Torrey.
Bringing you
the Catcher-Torrey Report.
At the top of the news, Mr. Charles Yates of this city was attacked by muggers last night who chased him around the block, beat him with their fists, bounced him off a brick wall, and threw him off a 600-foot cliff. Yates is reported in serious condition. However, the muggers all died of exhaustion.
On the human interest side,
local bakery owner Grandma Yerkes celebrated a milestone today when her 1 millionth pie came out of the oven. Asked how she felt, Grandma replied, "Great. Now, if I can only sell them."
Now, friends, on the crime front.
On the crime front, the Carlisle National Bank was robbed this morning of all its assets. 42 toasters, 18 blenders, and 300 ballpoint pens. Oh, yes, now to Fred Torrey for this important item.
Dateline, Malibu. High tide will be at 12:15 this morning.
Thank you, Fred, for that in-depth report. In Cleveland...
It's my turn, Joe.
Oh, sorry about that.
In Cleveland this morning, a 3-year-old child fell from an 8th-floor window of an apartment house, but miraculously was caught in the arms of a passing neighbor who was falling from the 9th floor. And now, friends, some disappointing news from Oklahoma. That new oil field that was discovered last week won't solve our fuel shortage after all. As predicted, the field produces 4,000 barrels a day. Unfortunately, the barrels are empty. 48 years ago, Charlie Walker, then an infant, was abandoned on a doorstep on the south side of Chicago. Yesterday, Charlie Walker, now a grown man, was arrested for vagrancy. He was still on the doorstep. And now, friends, we have a hero in the news. During this morning's rush hour traffic, Mr. G.G. Gilman threw himself in front of an oncoming truck just in time to save his 9-year-old Pontiac.
Brave but dumb.
And now, with temperatures from around the country, here's our anchorman.
Now, with temperatures from around the country, Des Moines, Iowa, Mrs. Claire Simpson has a temperature of 102. In other medical news, Dr. Waldo Trunk, after many years of experimenting with live mice, has discovered a cure for baldness. Dr. Trunk is giving up his practice on humans after receiving thousands of inquiries from bald mice all over the country. And now, for our report from across the tracks, here is your Across the Tracks reporter, Stafford Cripps.
Stafford Cripps here, friends, with reviews of the news from across the tracks. At Mom's Barbecue Palace last night, masked bandits held up the weekly backroom crap game, escaping with over $200,000 in IOUs. Here's a heartwarming item. The Humanitarian of the Year award was presented last night to Alma Granny Morgan, who for the past 50 years has been taking in worthless drunks, feeding them, clothing them, and teaching them a trade, before returning them to society, where they become useful drunks. Good work, Granny. By the way, friends, runner-up for that honor was Scotty Clark, who spent his whole life rounding up poor little stray cats. Scotty Clark is a dog.
Reports that Chinese had exploded an atomic bomb have proven to be a hoax, brought on by the Peking government for propaganda purposes. The stunt was accomplished by having 500 million Chinese yell, "Bang!" On the domestic scene, the president has announced that in order to fight inflation, he intends to whip profiteers into line. Immediately following the announcement, the price of whips went up 20%. Last week in Richmond, California, police raided the local movie house showing The Last Tango in Paris. They confiscated the film and closed down the theater. This morning, Vice Squad officers closed down the Richmond police station. Recall last year that Mrs. Amy Donahue donated her entire $20 million fortune to build a home for the indigent? Well, yesterday, the new poorhouse was finally completed, and Mrs. Donahue moved right in. Now, from Boulder, Colorado, comes word that little Thomas Stevens, who'd been lost in a mountain cave for 6 days, was finally found by a search and rescue team which had been lost for 14 days. And now for the up-to-the-minute sports news, here's Lippy Leroy.
Lippy Leroy here, sports fans, calling them as I would like to have seen them. From state prison comes word that former track star and convicted murderer Legs Bannister set a new prison record while on the way to the electric chair by running the last mile in 3:53. Friends, truly the mark of a champion, and an illustration of that never-say-die attitude. Right? And now for a quick rundown of the baseball scores. 8-4, 12-9, and 5-3. And in a real close one, 2-1. Which leaves them only 3.5 games out of first place. And now here's Harry Catcher with tonight's editorial.
One of the most troublesome and dangerous trends recently has been the ever-increasing incidence of buck passing, so prevalent in government industry and our everyday lives. Now, it's high time that we and our leaders showed a little guts and accepted full responsibility for our actions, statements, and beliefs.
The preceding was an editorial comment and does not reflect the views of this station, its management, the sponsors, or viewers. Either the technical crew, the reporter, or the guy holding the cue cards. Friends, that's the news for tonight.
And remember, this weekend, be sure to exercise your rights as an American and worship the anchorman of your choice.
Not the point, Dwayne.
There's no...
Look, Dwayne, what I'm trying to tell you is, since you moved into this neighborhood, I've been keeping my eye on you.
Right.
And you're all right. Spoke with all the guys down at Roscoe's Pool Hall, and they said that Dwayne is okay.
Thank you.
That's why I've allowed you to invest your life savings in a venture that I venture to say will make your name a household word. You are now a partner in the newest in place in town. Wait till you get a load up. Wait till you see this. Well, how do you like it?
What is this?
Haven't you ever heard of a sidewalk cafe? So this is a sidewalk cafe, chump.
Oh, yeah, they're very big in Gay Paris, right?
Hold it, don't say that. We ain't running that kind of place.
Oh,
For regular people. Don't try to get the place closed down before we can get open.
all right.
But this is the crossroads of the world.
Lenox Avenue and 148th Street?
That's right, the crossroads of the world. So I went all out. You know what this is?
No.
This tablecloth is my sister's best dress.
do me a favor? Will you put a plate over the armhole?
Well, ain't nobody gonna see that, because that can be hanging out on the side. Now, look, we're gonna have to close early tonight, because my sister got a date. Now, look, be very careful when you're serving. Don't go messing up the dress. It's very clean.
What are we serving?
What are we serving?
Yeah.
Well, our entire menu will consist of one item.
Yeah?
Muscatel.
Oh, my.
Yeah, we're gonna sock some muscatel to them. After we get established, we'll import the good stuff like Ripple.
Okay, where are the glasses?
Don't worry about it. I've been taking care of that, too. All week long, I ain't been eating nothing but peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh.
Get the picture?
Peanut butter wine glasses?
Wait, you ain't gonna know the difference. Okay. Waiter, will you take the muscatel down to the wine cellar?
I would be delighted.
Just hurry up back, will you? I ain't got all day. We gotta get open here. The customers are gonna be here in a minute. Don't be kicking the apparatus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're gonna be a great team, Dwayne. We're like brothers, right?
Right.
No difference between us, right?
Right.
We even went to separate schools at the same time, right?
Right.
In fact, we're so close, most people can't even tell us apart, right?
Right. I want my money back.
Listen, Whitey, just a minute. Don't try to run no game on me. We're in the thing.
Hey,
Sir,
Jack.
sir,
Hey,
sir.
Jack. Hey, Jack.
Welcome to Marvin's Sidewalk Cafe.
Sidewalk Cafe.
You
Yes.
heard him? You heard him, didn't you?
You cooking.
Sidewalk Cafe is a little unusual for this neighborhood, isn't it?
Sir, I will remind you that this is Lenox Avenue, 148th Street.
Oh, of course, the crossroads of the world.
Yeah.
Stupid. Well, perhaps some other time. I am in a hurry and I'm really not hungry.
Say, just a minute, man. You got time for a glass of pluck?
Little wine?
Beg your pardon?
Pluck, wine.
Wine,
You like
wine.
pluck? Everybody drink pluck.
Well, I do have a few minutes, yes. All
Okay,
right.
how many in your party?
Oh, just me and my briefcase.
Very good. Waiter, show this party to table number one.
Excuse me.
Table number one, just...
Did you say number one?
Yes, show the man table number. You're gonna blow the tip.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
You're gonna drive around and get fired.
Excuse me, sir. There'll be a short delay.
What are you doing?
Just wanted to make sure that was
Bring
right.
the man over.
Right this way.
table?
Yeah, right over this
Right
way,
over
sir.
here.
Thank you very much.
Come on and get the man's order. Chump. Comfortable, sir?
Yes, it's
Yeah, good.
quite comfortable.
What
thank
is your
you.
pleasure?
Well, I'm not sure. Perhaps something from the north of France.
Would you accept something from the south of Fresno?
You leave the man alone. Let the man order. You're getting upset. First time. This is his first time waiting on a customer, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Well, do you recommend this wine from Fresno?
From my private stock.
In fact, sir, we couldn't allow you to drink anything else.
All right,
Way to
fine.
get the wine.
That
Get the
sounds
wine.
fine. I'll try it.
Excuse
Get the
me.
wine. Excuse me. Just get the wine. It's ridiculous. You're gonna blow the whole operation.
Before you pour the wine,
Yes.
what year is that wine?
Pardon me?
See,
what year?
What
Man,
year
want to know what year it is. Tell him.
Year. Don't see a year, does say Wednesday.
Well, that Wednesday was
Here you
a
are,
good
sir.
day.
You want to
yes,
hold the glass? Man, hold the glass. He the one buying the drink.
You're getting
Come on
it
and pour.
fresh.
And don't you go over the line, because I'm watching.
Wouldn't do it.
All right.
Don't go over the line.
There
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
enough. That's enough.
There you go.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Okay, don't go over the line. Don't get the man too much. You want to put the bottle there and let him take more? Well, what do you think?
Well, see, what's the word I'm looking for?
Amusing.
No.
Invigorating?
No.
Terrible?
No. It has an interesting flavor, as a matter of fact. It tastes like muscatel with just a subtle hint of peanuts.
That's the chunky style muscatel. If you don't like that, we also got the creamy style.
I like it. I really like it. It has atmosphere. Why, I feel as though I'm in a sidewalk cafe in the Champs-Elysees. Any minute now, I expect to see a mademoiselle walk by.
They don't come out till 9.
Something very cosmopolitan about a sidewalk cafe, don't you think? Sitting here, you can see the whole world go by.
Well, a couple of hot TV sets, possibly.
Very good.
You know, this wine has given me an appetite. I think I'd like to order a snack.
Uh-oh.
Sir, it's the chef's day off. However, I think we might be able to accommodate you. What is your pleasure?
Well, I assume you have continental cuisine.
Yes, we got that.
What is that?
The man wants to wash up.
Gotcha.
Let's see now. I think I'll start off with escargot provençal and a salad niçoise, followed by a chateaubriand, pomme de terre, risolet, and légumes jardinières. And then perhaps a babo rum topped off with an espresso.
I think this cat is having a religious experience.
Sir, will that be all, sir?
Well, perhaps you'd better read that back to me.
Here, let me read it back to the man. I went to the 8th grade, Turkey. You can. Let's go. That was escargot provençal, salade niçoise, chateaubriand with pomme de terre soleil, légumes jardinières, babo rum, and espresso, and throw in 2 oatmeal cookies on the house.
Where are we going to get all that?
Take this dollar and go down to Mom's Barbecue and order number 3.
Gotcha.
And hurry up back. You better bring my change back, because I'm going to be looking for you.
You got it.
You better come back.
You got it.
Heard most of y'all steal. Coming right up, sir.
The peanuts are beginning to really assert themselves.
Extra!
Hey, kid, what are you doing on this corner? This is my corner. You can't come selling papers on this corner. I have my establishment here. You have to get off the corner, kid.
Look, mister, this is my corner. You're the ones that are going to have to leave.
I'm not leaving this corner, kid. I'm taking over this corner. I've been here at least 15 minutes. I'm not giving up the corner. Now back off.
Here.
Extra, read it. We'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our director, Mr. Tim Kiley, making his dramatic debut. Tim Kiley, my director. Come on, Tim. Tim Kiley.
I'll never yell at you again.
Thanks, Tim. Okay, gotcha. We'll be right back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the world's youngest winner of a black belt in karate, Phillip Paley, and his instructor, professional world karate champion, Chuck Norris.
Well, what Philip and I just finished doing is known as a kata, or a form, or a dance, whatever you like to call it, which is our prearranged movements simulating a defense against an attacker. Now we're going to get into the actual application of karate, where you learn to ward off attack and counterattack using your hands and your feet. Ready, Philip?
Beautiful, Chuck. My pleasure.
Well, thank you, Flip.
Out of sight, Phil. Yeah, is it okay to shake his hand?
Oh, I think so.
Okay. And we're going to have your check ready after the show like you requested. I'd like to talk to Philip a couple of minutes.
Sure.
Because people haven't met Philip before, and there's a lot they'd probably like to know about him. You can't tell when some little kid might run up and grab you on one side of the street and you end up on the other corner. Philip, how old are you?
9.
Right. How long have you been doing this?
For almost 5 years.
Almost 5 years. Wow, Philip, that's out of sight. How much time do you spend practicing each day?
1 hour a day.
An hour a day. It's out of sight. Look, is this what you intend devoting your life to, or maybe you had another idea? We're going to just keep this as an ace in the hole.
Well, I plan on being a doctor just like my father, and on my spare time I'm going to work with karate.
Yeah, just throw people around. In your spare time. You'd make an out-of-sight dentist. You can certainly keep people in the chair. Look, Philip, I've never taken karate lessons, but I've had quite a few fights in the street. And I saw you using the hands and the feet and the elbows. That's what we did. We didn't yell in front. See, generally when we kick somebody, they yelled. I've noticed you've been yelling then kicking your opponent. So I'd like to try to have a little shot at it here with you. Okay, Phil?
Okay.
Okay, give us the mat, please. Don't throw the mat in. Just slide the mat in. I want to have to cripple a couple of the crew. I never practiced the moves, but I know to yell. Can I get to you, Philip? Scare you a little?
Not quite.
Now look, y'all. Let's get serious here for a moment. It's a kid. Now you think I'm gonna stand here and let this kid throw me around in front of 50 million people? I ain't going for it. We rehearsed a couple of things, but I'm not gonna do them like we rehearsed them. I'll slip a curve in on the kid. And I'll see whether he's jiving or not. Let no kid do me in. Would you, some of you people in the third row, give a little room? Little room for the kid to land. Okay, now, Chuck, you have nothing to do with this.
No, I'm just going to watch.
You're the champ.
Right, I'm just going to watch.
Okay, you stay out of this.
Certainly.
I don't know how you're going to explain to the mother the kid coming home with 2 broken legs. You ready, Philip? That was very good, Philip. Now, the thing was, I went light on you. Pardon the pun. Now, how would it look if I just came and snatched you and slammed you down? People gonna be mad and say, look at him taking out his vengeance on that little kid. You know, that's not the case. I let the kid start. I said, well, I want to be a gracious host, so I'm gonna let the kid throw me first. But I'm not jiving now. I ain't going for no more. From this second on, it's every man for himself. And that go for kids, too. Well, yeah, some of you kids watching, y'all ought to dig some of these pointers because they're coming pretty handy. I've been getting a lot of mail from kids saying the grown-ups won't let them get to the TV set. You know, shoving the kids back. Y'all pick up a couple of these pointers. That'll make your mother move. Okay, Philip. Now, let's try some. Oh, Philip, yeah, let's try the one where you got your back turned. Yeah, this is the one we rehearsed. See, I'm gonna sneak up on him. Try to tear his head off. Yeah, gotcha! That was my nose, Philip. Well, it's a good thing I didn't have my bone in. Torn my face to shreds. Philip, look, I think you're taking advantage of me. You're not giving me, my equal opportunity. Don't look as though I'm going to get it here tonight. Actually, Philip, so I'd rather just call a truce. Let's shake hands. Come here. Y'all still here? Philip, you got me. I admit you got me. When you grow up, you're probably able to throw any guy your size. Let me give you a tip, Philip. There's gonna be some fine little girl gonna come along who never had a karate lesson in her life, and she gonna throw you harder than you've ever been. Can I get an amen?
Amen!
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Reverend.
Be seated, please. Yes. Brothers and sisters, I feel good this morning. When you feel good, you sound good. Mm-hmm. When you sound good, you move good. You look good. Yes. That's why this morning, friends, I am pleased to announce that in place of our deacons, we're very favored by the presence of the Pointer Sisters. Yes, we are. Can I have an amen for the Pointer Sisters?
Yeah, Pointer Sisters.
Very good. Oh, honey.
Reverend.
Yes, Sister Ruth.
Are you going to mention our new album to the congregation?
Sister Ruth, with all due respect, this isn't the proper time or place for promotional considerations.
But it is our first album.
Sister Bonnie, I wish to correct you. The first album was recorded live in the Garden of Eden. That's right. Don't go around saying your first album. Adam was on one side and Eve was on the flip side. She was a little hipper than he was. Yes, she was. Unfortunately, the serpent was their manager, and that's what got him kicked off the charts. Now, that's all I got to say about albums at this time. Now, leave it alone. Now, back off. Friends, my sermon for today is based on the exploits of a colleague of mine. Name was Reverend Pussyfoot Johnson.
Yes!
That was his name. Reverend Pussyfoot believed that in order for a congregation to fully comprehend, the sermon should be animated.
Yes.
Sermon gotta move. There gotta be pictures in the sermon.
Yes.
Should be animated, agitated, aggravated, and demonstrated.
Yes.
Yes, it should. That way it can be appreciated, communicated, and stimulated.
Celebrated?
Yes, accelerated. And if it's accelerated, It will be reverberated and exaggerated, punctuated, congratulated, and eventually terminated. Getting back to Reverend Pussyfoot, his sermon that day was based on the evils of strong drink. He was against it.
Well,
I'm against it, too. Stop it with the strong drink. Can I get an amen for strong drink?
Amen for strong drink.
Sure was a pretty weak amen for strong drink. In the words of Reverend Pussyfoot, wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging.
Preach it.
But Pussyfoot wasn't concerned with the mocking. He wanted to get right on to the rage. Get right on to the rage. That's what he wanted to do. He waste no time jiving around with the mocking. On the rage. Yes, he did.
Reverend Leroy.
Yes, sister.
All your words are like sweet music.
Thank you, Sister Anita.
They are. Oh, and speaking of sweet music, I want all you brothers and sisters out here to seek out sweet music whenever you can.
Sister Anita.
In your homes, in the streets,
Sister Anita.
and in your record stores. Yes.
Sister Anita.
Take your money in your hands.
Sister-
And have your sins washed
Sister
away.
Anita.
By buying our latest album.
Sister Anita.
Yes, Lord.
Hold it. Will you back off? What are you doing?
Well, can't I just tell them the title?
No.
It's the Pointer Sisters. Singing songs in praise of Reverend Leroy.
Yes. Thank you, love. Put me down for 10.
All right.
Yes, that's all. Fine. Y'all get that out. Yes. Now let's get now. Y'all cool now. Get down. So what's going on here today? Now, where was I? Oh, yes. To demonstrate the evils of strong drink, Reverend Pussyfoot placed upon the pulpit 2 glasses.
Yes, he did.
In one glass was water from a mountain stream. Can I get an amen for the water from the mountain stream?
For the water.
Yeah. And in the other glass was whiskey. Can I get a shame on you for the whiskey?
Shame on you for the whiskey.
Yes. Then he opened the small box that he had under the pulpit. That's where he kept the box because he didn't want nobody to open it before it was ready. Because it was not their box. It's not your box. Mind your business. Keep your hands off somebody else's box. He opened the small box. And from within the small box, he brought without a worm. Yes, brought a worm. Can I get an amen for the worm?
No.
Excuse me. Ladies, I gotta remind y'all that this is a biblical work. Well, can I get an amen for the wiggling of the worm?
No way.
Well, worm, it looked like you in trouble. Yes. Well, Reverend Pussyfoot, first he dropped the worm in the glass of water. He held the worm right up over the water like that, and he dropped him down in the water. The worm fell in. That's what it did. He didn't fall out. He fell in the water. Where it went. And the worm liked it. He was happy in the water. Did somersaults.
Yes.
Swan dive.
Yes.
Did a couple breaststrokes. Lean on his back. Did something like that. Yeah, the worm spent about 5 minutes smiling at the congregation through the side of the glass. Yeah, it was one of those glasses that magnified the worm's face. Yes, the worm was happy.
Magnified.
Can I get an amen for the happiness of the worm?
Amen for the happiness of the worm.
Right on, worm. Then, when Reverend Pussyfoot tried to take the worm out of the glass, the worm didn't want to go.
No, I didn't.
He didn't want to get out of the water. He was happy down there. He didn't want to leave.
Well.
He wanted to stay. You know what that is when somebody want to stay?
Yeah.
I know you've had this experience. There's a time when you didn't want to leave.
Yes.
The worm didn't want to leave either. He didn't know it, but it was time for the worm to turn.
Well.
Yes. So he removed the worm from the glass. Remove the worm. Can I get an amen for the removal of the worm?
Amen for the removal of the worm.
Yes. And he dropped the worm in the glass of whiskey. Now let me tell you what happened when the worm landed in the glass.
Yeah.
The worm became lifeless and limp.
Well.
And he stopped moving.
Gee.
That's what he did. He stopped moving. It's all over for the worm. He stopped moving. Friend, it's a tragedy when you got to stop moving. You ever been on the Ventura Freeway in your car? Stop moving. You are in trouble. Now, friends, can you imagine how difficult a time you'd have trying to get your money back if you were flying to New York on a 747 and it stopped moving? The worm stopped moving.
Yes.
Then Reverend Pussyfoot raised the worm out of the glass.
Yes, he did.
And he held it up so the congregation could see it.
You know
He told them, he said, brothers and sisters, I think that this illustrates my point. In the water, the worm was happy. But the first time he came in contact with whiskey, it killed him. Bumped the worm off. Knocked him out. Later, worm.
Wow!
It's all over for the worm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reverend Lee, may I ask where you got the whiskey in that glass?
No, there's water in this glass.
The whiskey in the glass.
Oh, in this glass?
Yes.
I got it from the bar on the corner.
Well, Reverend Leroy,
Yes.
what were you, a reverend, doing buying whiskey?
I've been having trouble with worms.